Hey guys, welcome to a new video. Today we're going to talk about a chess tactic we call Desperado. So to be able to understand it, I'm going to work with a game I played recently in Tarot Tuesday. I think it's a really good example about Desperado. As you will see, the positions are going to be very clear, but also the Desperado tactic will happen many times in a row. So I think it's perfect to understand this. So let's see what happened in this game. I was playing as black. Blitz game 3 minutes 1 second increment. My opponent plays e4. My opponent was a FIDE master. I played e5 and then knight f3, knight c6, and then bishop c4. Italian game. I played bishop c5. We are in Yuko piano here, and then a normal move like d3, just developing pieces. I played knight f6. He castled. I played d6 and then knight d2. The lands with c3 are probably a little more common. I played bishop a6. He plays c3 now. I played a6, very typical to clear this square for my bishop. And then white plays bishop b3. I tried queen d7, just getting ready to castle either kingside or queenside, just playing a useful move in this position and making the decision of where I'm going to castle in the next turn. Well, white plays here bishop c2. I went back to a7 because sometimes there are some tactics with the 3 minor pieces over here with d4 and d5. So the bishop is a little exposed here. I just tried bishop a7 at this point and then knight c4. This is where everything is going to start. At this point, it is black to move, and I found a nice, very simple but nice tactic here. This pawn on d3 is overloaded, is protecting the pawn and the knight. So we can just play here knight takes e4. Observe that the order of the moves, where we play bishop takes c4 first, is not going to work, because after d takes c4, the bishop is going to be guarding the pawn on e4. So this is the right order. Knight takes e4, getting one pawn for free here. After pawn takes knight, bishop takes knight. This is very good for black. Well, in the game, my opponent decided to play this Desperado tactic. He thought, well, I'm about to lose this knight, so before I lose it, I take something. And that's the essence of Desperado tactics. Like, it's a piece you're about to lose, and before you actually lose it, you capture something or you get some benefit before you lose that piece. So he played here knight takes e5. Before he loses the knight, he takes one pawn at least. The idea is that if I recapture here, then he's taking my knight, and then he's not really losing material if I get into that line. However, I thought the same way he did. I said, well, I'm about to lose this knight, so before I lose it, I take something. And then I played the move knight takes f2 here. The idea is that would be discovered, and also I'm getting the queen. I mean, I'm getting the queen, and that would be discovered. So this is good. This is good. I'm getting one pawn. In the game, he's taking my queen, but let me show you what happens if he takes the knight. Well, I can just take the rook first, and then I take the knight on e5. This position, of course, is decisive advantage. I have the exchange up, and also I think I have like a pawn up over here. So this position is going to be a win for black more or less easily. Well, he plays knight takes queen. Of course, we capture his queen with a check, and white is playing here d4. At this point, it is black to move. We have already studied Desperado in some examples in this video, so I think it's going to be a good moment to train what we have been learning in the video. So, black to move here, try to find the move I played at this point. I will say it very soon. I thought, I'm about to lose this knight. So before I actually lose it, I take something. If you found knight takes b2, that's fine. That's a good move. The best move is going to be knight takes c3, because the knight is going to be closer to the center, and also you're not helping white develop pieces when you capture over here. So yeah, this is fine. Knight takes c3. And well, one more time, my opponent found a really instructive move, especially when we are talking about Desperado. I think the move is going to be really well. So he thought, I'm about to lose my knight. Before I lose it, I take something. this time he cannot capture anything, but he can damage a little my position. So he's like taking some small positional advantage. And he found the move knight f6. The idea is to create some damage in my pawn structure on the king side. So I think that if we are talking about Desperado, the move makes a lot of sense. It's another example. This time he's not getting material in exchange, but he's damaging my pawn structure, which is also an advantage, but some strategical advantage this time. So he plays knight f6 here. Of course, I need to capture, and then he takes the knight. As you can see, after all the sequence and all the Desperado tactics, I got like 2 extra pawns. So the position, we could say, is decisive advantage for black. But the game's going to finish very soon because there is a big mistake by my opponent and also a nice tactic by black. So let's see what happened here. I played king d7 and he played knight h4. The idea is to put pressure over here and try to use the square f5. However, knight h4 is a blunder. Black to move here. I will say it very soon, but feel free to try to find a move to finish the game very soon. At this point, I played the tactic move knight takes d4. There is that the king and the rook are going to be exposed once I recapture with my bishop. So knight takes d4 is just winning the game because I'm also attacking the bishop and I'm also discovering over some squares, so this is just winning. After c takes d4, bishop takes d4, he moves the king to h1, I take the rook on a1, and my opponent resigned. If you guys have any question, let me know in the comments. If you want to see more videos about tactics, check out this one over here. I'm sure you will enjoy it. Thank you so much, guys. Like, subscribe. See you on the next.